Okay, this isn't particularly to Hythloday, but it's definitely happening in this case, and it's relates to my conversation with him over the convincing, uh, and whether we were trying to be convincing. And here's where the whole thing is, people that criticize my claim that I'm not here to convince you, like I'm hiding something I'm trying to do. It's like I'd be totally happy to convince you. That's fine. It's not the goal because I don't think it's not something I can achieve on my own. I believe you have to convince yourself. So I can maybe give you something that convinces you to convince or whatever, you know, but it'd be fine. It's not that I'm against doing it. I'm not trying to claim I'm better than convince. I would love to be able to convince people. Definitely many things like with thorium and the instant runoff voting and that social justice important and mean people suck. There's plenty of things I believe strong enough. The real issue is in these conversations it interferes with the facts. See, people have an idea and they're trying to convince everybody, and somebody else comes in with their idea, and it's like you can't just so when the other person comes in with their idea, the idea is I'm trying to convince you of my idea. So right away, I see a little part of your idea. I start criticizing why that's not a good idea. I just keep no, you have to understand. So that's the point here. Step one to convincing me is you have to understand the idea I already have on the subject. It's because I'm going to be comparing my idea. So I don't already have my idea and come to your idea and just try to prove why it's wrong, knowing ahead of time as soon as I can find out it's different from mine. No, I have to understand your idea so I can compare it to mine. I'm very confident mine can stand up, and if it doesn't, it'll only be because me, myself, see the strength of the other idea has some sort of logical feature or tool or, perspective, approach, outlook that, like, wow, that was stronger. And so I'm going to adopt it. Even then, I'm probably not going to adopt that other idea. I'm probably going to take those parts and I'm going to create a new idea out of the things that I believe that other idea doesn't take into account. Right. So the point is to convince me first, you have to show that you understand my idea, right? People, they're trying to convince you, so they just show you everything wrong with your idea. No, don't. You can't start just by criticizing why you don't have my idea. I need to know you actually understand my idea. Then I can believe that you can, I also have to know you understand your own idea. Like, I don't think Gary understands his own physical system. It's mixed up. It's got internal, contradictions that since he doesn't know they're there, I don't see how I could say, oh, yeah, of course he understands it when I see problems that he isn't fully aware of, it seems. And, it's not like he's aware of them and has an answer and we disagree on whether that answer is good enough. I mean, he doesn't have an answer because, you know, and like he's surprised that I still think that the peer review process isn't rigged. Um, it can be. There can be a corrupt journal taking bribes. There could be a corrupt judge taking bribes, sure. But the whole peer review system, like hundreds of years of consensus, is just like some conspiracy. Impossible. Impossible. That's off the table. That's not. If that's necessary for your idea to be true, then first of all, that's weird. Why would that have to be necessary for your idea to be true? But then your idea can't be true because that didn't happen. We didn't have a scam of that proportion in peer-reviewed physics. It didn't happen. Um, but is that convincing to Gary? No, it's a statement of what I believe. Do I understand Gary's idea? Well, I'm trying to. That's the point. That's why I ask all these questions to people. They get pissed like it's a gotcha because I'm trying to get more information. They always feel gotcha because eventually when you dig for information, you find something that looks a little bit, hey, doesn't this backwards and opposite to itself? And people think, oh, great. You gotcha. No, I just found that in your ideas. You can easily to say that's not a part of my ideas, but we've been digging around in your ideas and found this. I don't know. I guess they don't want us. We're stuck, But I have to understand your idea in order to compare it to my idea, and you have to understand my idea in order to compare it to your own, and we each have to understand our own. So step one is to show that you understand my idea, and that's the step that we always are getting blocked on because people find it really difficult to understand my idea on these things. But it's not that it has too many steps or anything. It seems to me people reject it because of their own, habits and biases of, how they think learning works, how they did it, and to me it requires a lot of beep. It requires a lot of reevaluation, thinking things through again from scratch, getting rid of some of the traditional things you might have relied on, at least double guessing them, rebuilding the boat that you're sailing on, kind of stuff. So, okay.